Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel. I'm Judy Zelina. Today I'd like to introduce to you the new Millcreek Township Recycling Coordinator, Jessica James. Jessica, thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me back again.
It is so wonderful to have you on board. Jessie has been with us since August.
Yes, August 20th was the start date.
Yes, and we want to take the time, let our viewers know a little bit about some of Jessie's background and also some of her future endeavors she has already planned. She's got them in the works. So first off, Jessica, if you take the time, let our viewers know a little bit about your background.
Sure. Well, I grew up in Erie here, so I am a local resident, and I went to McDowell High School, and from there I moved down to Pittsburgh, and I went to the University of Pittsburgh, where I studied environmental science, and I took a cluster of courses in anthropology, and got several certificates in geographic information systems, which is just essentially a lot of mapping and layering of those types of map parcels. So that was my educational background.
So you're pretty well rounded.
I try.
Now you were in Pittsburgh, and of course you got your degree there, but you came back to Millcreek.
I did. You know, Millcreek is my home, and I said I took off to Pittsburgh, and I wanted to come back, and I wanted to share with Millcreek and Erie everything that I had seen and all the new initiatives that were going on and the new ideas. So I really wanted to come back and bring that back to my hometown so I could just make this place a little bit better here to live as well.
We're glad to have you back, Jessie. Now, Jessica, I understand you worked at the Erie County Conservation District. Now, what were some of your duties there?
When I was at the Conservation District, I was their conservationist intern. So I worked on improving the quality of the Trout Run and Godfrey Run streams out in Fairview. And again, I just did a lot of GIS mapping. We tried to engage the local legislators, and we held a lot of public meetings. So neighbors would become actively involved in repairing their stream and adding riparian buffers along the stream bank, so we didn't have so many erosion problems. So that was a big project we worked on there, and then from there I graduated, and I got a job working with Environment Erie, and that was really great. It was a good little getting my feet wet into everything that is now recycling. So, but I did a lot of things there, and a couple of them included planting rain gardens around town, which are also good for improving stormwater quality. And I worked on a lot of public workshops. We did a couple on sustainable communities, on composting, and on, again, stormwater management. So that was kind of the running theme for a while. And then I brought the Tree Vitalize program to Erie County. So actually all municipalities could apply to Environment Erie for the Tree Vitalize program to gain street trees within the right-of-way. But I think it was when I started working on the compost workshops, and then I started working on the Recycle Erie program with the Erie County Recycling Program, that I really got into recycling and decided to shift away from the environmental work I was doing and to move into recycling.
When you were talking about the tree revitalization, where were some of the areas that you worked here in Erie County that have benefited from this program?
Yeah, well, I was the grant administrator, so I got to accept the applications, review them, and then we got to award. And we awarded Northeast, the city of Erie, Girard Borough, and I think there were a couple others that benefited, but I think we awarded about $40,000 to that program just during that one spring grant timeline.
So you've done quite a bit of different environmental programs.
Yes.
And like you said, you found your niche here is recycling.
Yes.
And it's a perfect fit because you've got quite a few responsibilities here at the township.
Right.
And some of them include, of course, the Millfair Recycling and Compost Center.
Right, yeah, I help oversee the Millfair Center, and I issue any residential permits or commercial permits. Of course, residential permits are free and commercial permits are $20.
Now, first off, a permit, why would one of our residents need to get a permit?
We actually need a permit, and like I said, it is free, but we actually need the permits just to keep track of the incoming stops we have to the center, how many yards of material are being dropped off, how much mulch and compost we have leaving the center. It's just a really good tool to help track all of those different data information, so we can then apply for grants or just report back to the DEP or other entities like the county when they ask for those reports.
And the commercial, now those are not free.
Those aren't free, and actually any commercial entity, not just in Millcreek, but any commercial entity in the county, in the state, we've had a couple from New York come, but they are required to a small fee to help to drop off those materials. So a small pickup truck is about $20, and I believe a single axle truck is $20. So it just varies on the load that you're bringing in.
And I know out at Mill Fair, it's a joint venture between Millcreek and Fairview Township.
It is.
So if you are a Millcreek resident, Jesse will be glad to give you a permit. Now, if some of our Fairview residents are watching this, where would they pick up their permit?
They can actually pick up their permit straight from the Mill Fair Center check-in booth. And also we've just included West County in that as well. So Mill Fair and West County can both pick up their permits from the Mill Fair site, and then Millcreek residents and commercial entities can pick it up here at the Township building.
Okay, and that's for drop-off. That's Millcreek, Fairview, and West County. But for purchasing that wonderful product we have out there,
yes,
anybody can purchase,
correct?
That is
correct, yeah.
That's, I mean, you don't even have to be in Erie County. You can just truck in and get it.
I know, and and we've been talking about increasing the product out there because our compost that is created from the leaf waste that comes in, it is sold out about a month after the Mill Fair Center opens in April. So we sell out fast, and so you got to get there quickly and get the product while you can.
Well, that's only one of her duties. She is also responsible for our Millcreek calendar.
Yes.
What does that all involve?
This actually explains a lot, and the calendar will be coming out in early December for 2013. But basically, we include anything from the supervisors' meetings to our recycle committee meetings to the days waste management will collect late because of holidays. And then in the back, there's a great appendix which basically tells you where to recycle all the odds and ends of anything you can think of. The plastic bags that shouldn't go in your curbside recycling, tires, grass. I mean, if it should be recycled, if it shouldn't be recycled, it's all back there in that appendix.
Which is very helpful, because I know a lot of people do read that, because face it, if you're ready to throw something away, well, do I recycle this or do I throw it in the trash? So, and I know you work to sort of streamline it a bit.
Right.
She sort of got thrown in the right in the middle of it, and we said, okay, you got to take care of this. So she's been streamlining it.
Yes.
And also, if there's something that hasn't been covered in there, she's very receptive to phone calls. Just give her a call here.
Right, and I try to list certain places where you can take those odds and ends back to. I know a lot of trouble we have with is construction and demolition waste. Since that isn't part of our contract with Waste Management, you shouldn't put that at the curbside. If you're doing a whole home renovation or something like that, a lot of times a place like Habitat for Humanity, which I know you're doing another interview with, will take back some of those items that can be resold. But like I said, I cover all of that in the back, as well as some really great upcoming events we have. So that's been the Millcreek calendar so far.
Well, you mentioned recycle committee meetings. What's involved in the recycle committee?
The recycle committee is made up of about 9 members who meet 4 to 5 times a year, and they're just really passionate residents who want to help improve our recycle program, and they help me with different events throughout the season, and we just collaborate and kind of talk about the new programming going on, and they kind of just help me in any way that they can.
And I think too, if some of our residents have a real passion for recycling and an interest, and maybe would like to be a part of the committee.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just give you a call. I don't know how many openings are there or what we have to limit it to, but it's all, isn't it great to get some new ideas, new perspective on things.
It is, and you kind of learn where the problem spots are. And like I said, with the calendar, we determine the 6 scheduled pickup leaf weeks. And I know we kind of go over that with the recycle committee, and we're kind of debating about the December leaf pickup week because it just didn't seem necessary with all the snow falling. A lot of people aren't raking leaves; they're out shoveling. So we decided to bump those up to 2 in October and 2 in November, along with the regular shrubbery and non-leaf week.
Right, that yard waste pickup week.
Yeah.
Great idea, because you are right. Usually by December, everything's pretty much buried.
It is. And we've gotten a lot of phone calls. So like I said, I'm receptive to new ideas. And if we need to fix that, we can just kind of make changes as we go.
Okay. I know you're also working with some of our Millcreek schools.
I have recently joined the McDowell Green Team, and we participated in the Recycle Bowl competition, where we basically tracked all of the recycled materials coming from McDowell for 4 weeks. And it turns out that in those 4 weeks, just the McDowell Intermediate High School collected over 1,800 pounds of recycling.
Wow.
So
I mean, that's a lot.
It is.
When you think of, plastic.
Right. So we collected plastic, paper, cardboard, aluminum, everything that is in your normal single stream.
Okay.
We collected during those weeks, and we reported the findings back to the competition organizers, and we'll be waiting to hear in a couple months, I think around February or so, where we ranked in Pennsylvania.
How exciting.
Yeah.
That is. And then also, when you're working with the schools, you always try and have something going, some new program, or looking into something different.
Right, exactly. Whether it's a new cleanup, or they want to take a field trip out to Mill Fair, we just kind of are running with new ideas right now and really trying to build up that Green Team program.
Well, I'm kind of excited too, because last year was our first year that we had a elementary school tour of the Mill Fair Center.
Yeah.
And the children absolutely loved it, especially the boys. They loved the equipment because, of course, our operators were there running those big, the grinder,
the loaders,
and the right. So we're also open to any scouting organizations, or if any schools want to take a tour, or even a resident if they want to know a little bit more about the workings.
Yep, no, we're very open, and the crew out at Mill Fair is great. So they are just willing and happy to show you around, and if you have any questions when you get out there, it is a big site for collecting for leaf and yard scraps. So if you get confused, just stop at the Mill Fair booth, ask them your question, where do I take this, my bag of leaves, where do I take the shrubbery? They'll let you know everything, but it's just important to keep in mind that whatever you take there, you're of course transporting it in bags, and you take those bags with you. So
right, we don't just throw the bags.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now you've got Mill Fair that you work with, and also the calendar. And I know you're in the process of revamping up some brochures to make information easily accessible to our residents when they come in if they have questions on recycling. So in the office here, you also, what do you handle? I know there's some sales. You do some sales?
Yes, we do, and I don't think everyone realizes how much I sell here in the Township building, but once residents kind of figure out what's for sale in the office, they just keep coming back. But I have a couple different things, and some of it's on the table here. We do sell these clear transparent bags, which are good for your leaf waste collection and recycling. These green bags here are for our per bag program, and these are $25 for a pack of 5, and I can go through each of these when we talk about the programs, but $25 for a pack of 5 bags. The leaf bags there's 25 in a roll here, and these are $4. We also actually, just for free, give away these recycle stickers, just in case you get a recycle bin that is not a regular Township bin, but you want to label it for waste management so that they know. We will give you these stickers here for free. And at the front of the table here, you can see the 2 Mill Fair pyramids. The blue is the residential, and the orange is the commercial. I think along with that, I think in front of us here is the square newspaper recycle bin. We do now give new residents to Millcreek the regular round bin with the locking lid, and then if you want to bump up your recycling, you can always go with the 65-gallon toter, which comes with a lid, a handle, and wheels.
Okay, now what if my bin is just, it's done? I have used every ounce of life out of that bin, and it is history. Would I come and see you to get a replacement bin?
Yes, you don't need to bring that bin back in. A lot of people say, do I need to exchange them? Just go ahead. If it's scrapped, I would, depending on the condition of it, it's recyclable. So I would either try to, stick it in your recycle bin, or if it's still, in kind of working condition, it's still pretty big, I would just leave a note for waste management to come pick that up, and you can get your new bin here at the township. And we usually charge a $5 replacement fee, or if you're just adding a second bin, a $5 additional fee for that second bin there.
I want to point out too, a lot of people do have two bins because they do a lot of recycling,
right,
especially since we are now single stream and everything goes into your bin.
Right.
But also the clear bags that Jessica was talking about, a lot of times residents will use that for overflow of their recycling, and you can just set that right next to your recycling. Any clear transparent bag. They don't have to be ours.
Right, and that's true. And the thing that I like to really recommend is that on windy days, since it's single stream, you can put all your papers, your newspapers in together. Those heavy metal cans, those are fine usually at the bottom of the bin, but we don't want papers flying around in the back of the waste management truck. So these clear bags really help out with that.
Yes, they do. And then this way, all your newspapers aren't over in your neighbor's yard, and that's going to make them a lot happier.
Yeah.
They don't have to go pick those up. What I would like to talk about is, Jessie, some of the programs that we already have in place here at Millcreek. She's going to go a little bit more in depth on some of this. And also, what are some of the events that you're looking to have in the coming year?
Sure. Well, the first one I want to go over, and I did talk about these green bags, but these are for our per bag program. And essentially, if you're looking to reduce your quarterly bill from waste management, or you don't produce enough to set out a weekly bag for curbside collection, you can go with this bag. And so essentially it is $5 per bag, or $25 for 5, and you can set that out on your regularly scheduled collection day with an unlimited amount of recycling materials, which I think really helps cut down on the amount you put in your trash bag. But this is really great, and like I said, if you put this out every other week, it'll basically cut your waste management bill in half. So that's the way we've kind of figured the numbers, and it's a really great program. Everybody that I know has been on it has just come into the office and raved about it. So it's a really great program to really take control of how much you spend on waste, because if you're not producing a lot, you may not need to pay that quarterly bill.
And what I find interesting, people that have gone to the per bag program really do take more time to make sure that they are putting recyclables into recyclables.
Right.
Because sometimes it's so easy for us just to throw it in the trash without taking the time to separate. So like you said, you can put out as many bags or as many barrels of recycling per week. Every week. Every week,
yeah. And actually the leaf and yard waste collection is also included in that program. So your leaf waste is taken care of, your recycling stays the same. The only thing is the amount of trash you produce.
Now, what if there happens to be a week that I've got something that is not going to fit in that bag? How does waste management handle that?
If it is larger, you do have to find a special arrangement or special collection. You may need to call waste management, and they might charge you an additional fee. So anything that doesn't fit in the bag cannot be set out alongside anymore. So it is restricted to the size of the bag this time.
Okay, I know one of the biggest problems in recycling are items that are very difficult to get rid of, and those are called household hazardous waste, or HHW. And I am so pleased that we have a program in place for all these items, right?
We do. This is the At Your Door program we have with Waste Management, and it's actually good for a couple of things. It's good for that household hazardous waste and electronic waste. So those would include things like your garden chemicals, solvents, oil or latex-based paint, aerosols, cleaners, antifreeze, thermometers, batteries, used motor oil and gasoline. On the HHW side, on the electronics, it's your batteries, your fluorescent bulbs, your TVs, and computers. So, and the reason this is so nice is because you will actually just call this 1-800 number, and I can give that here, but you just call the 1-800 number, they send a bag, a kit to your house, you fill the kit, and you can send it back, and there's no additional fee to you. So, and I can give that number real quick. It's 1-800-449-7587.
If you have any questions on that also, you can pick up a brochure here in the office, or you can feel free to give Jessie a call.
Yes.
It's wonderful, at no extra charge to the resident. You can use it as many times as you want in the year too.
Right, exactly. There's no limit on the number of times you call them.
And we have some programs that are annual programs that we implement. Tell our residents about those.
Right. The next one we have coming up is the phone book recycling collection program. And residents can drop off phone books anytime from December 1st through January 31st. And there's no fee for you to do this, but what we do is we have Erie Energy Products collects it, and we'll make new building insulation out of it. And all of the proceeds that they give back to us will go to the Second Harvest Food Bank. So that's a great fundraising program there. We also have the Millfair Christmas tree collection on January 5th from 9 a.m. to noon, and you can come drop off your old Christmas trees, and those will be turned into our mulch compost products. We have a couple of compost workshops coming up, and it's the same one we've been doing when we partnered with Environment Erie and the Erie County Recycling Program. And those are going to be held 2 in the spring and 2 in the fall. And those will be 2 Saturdays in April and 2 Saturdays in September. And you'll have to call Environment Erie ahead of time because those book up very, very fast. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you do have to call and,
yes.
Get a reservation.
Yes, I think those actually, when we were running them before, they book up about a month in advance.
Okay.
And the last really big one is the May Special Collection event, which we hold every other year for Millcreek. So if you're familiar with it, you can bring your old scrap metal, your appliances with Freon, propane tanks, bicycles, tires, and that will all be collected on Saturday, May 18th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Some of those items have a fee to drop off, but all of those fees that we use to collect will either go toward different charities or toward the Millcreek Fire Departments. So we again use that as a fundraiser.
Right. And again, there's more information on the special collection in the calendar.
Yes.
So, or give you a call.
Exactly, give me a call, and we should be sending out mailers and postcards after the new year.
Okay, it is so nice having you on board because you talked about, Recycle Erie. You talked about working with the county. So what I think is great is we've got so many different avenues now that we're going in, and recycle. We're at the very end, but just mention Recycle Erie, the program that you put in place.
Yes, the Recycle Erie program is a positive incentive-based program for helping bars and restaurants begin recycling. It will help cut down on your costs, since recycling is cheaper to do than to haul it away with your trash dumpster. But we're implementing that in Erie, so any restaurants or bars or businesses that are interested in joining Recycle Erie, we can get you a lot of free perks and benefits with that program as well.
So this is what's great with us partnering with Erie County, Environment Erie, and Millcreek Township. We can just continue growing the program.
Yeah.
Jessica, thank you so much for joining us on the program. It's wonderful, again, wonderful to have you on board. I'm looking forward to some of these new things you have in place.
Thank you, so am I.
Viewers, again, any questions or any suggestions, give her a call here at the Municipal Building. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching the Millcreek Government Channel.